This is Wanted Down Under, the show that follows a British family on a life-changing journey 10,000 miles to the other side of the world.
They've never been there, but the Mathlin family from Newport in Wales hope that Australia could offer them the opportunities they dream of.
Living in the valleys, I think you have to push yourself harder on things to be able to get the opportunities that you may have in this country a little bit easier.
But with property prices on the rise, would single mum Claire struggle to provide a home for her boys down under?
Same as everything, always comes down to money.
It does, exactly. It's going out of my price range.
With no family or friends to help out with childcare, could work accommodate her responsibilities as a mother?
It's really important to meet people's lifestyle needs, but I like people to be aware of what the requirements are on them, because if they don't think they can do it, we shouldn't actually go down the path of employing them.
And how would the boys cope so far from everything they know and love?
I'd miss my friends, like the family as well. I'd probably miss them quite a lot.
If you have a skill that's in short supply and are under 45, you could go to the head of the queue for a new life in Australia. Last year, over 50 Britons a day took advantage of new immigration rules and made the move. But just how tough was it to make that decision?
We've put our British families to the ultimate test by showing them a future in the sun. After just 1 week finding out all that they can about a life down under, will they vote to stay in the UK or move to Australia?
Claire Mathlin lives with her two sons, Kieran, 14, and 10-year-old Jake, near Newport in Wales. Her early life growing up in the valleys was not always happy.
After my parents divorced, didn't really knuckle down in school. Didn't get any exam results, come out of school, nothing. I had my children, what I class as quite young, my eldest when I was 19, which I was still doing a lot of growing up myself.
But she was determined to get her life back on track.
I spent years doing college courses and get myself into university with qualifications which I didn't achieve when I was a teenager because I was too busy doing other things.
So she's keen to keep her boys out of trouble.
It hasn't got a very good reputation where we live. There's a sort of big teen culture on the sort of hang around down the corner, sort of smoking and drinking, and it's just, you know, it can be a bit of a worry.
Claire's an intensive care nurse at the Royal Gwent Hospital.
I love my job, coming straight from qualifying. It's very rewarding, very difficult at times, but a very good job. I love what I do.
As a single mum, she has to juggle her shifts with her domestic responsibilities.
It is very stressful, but my sons help out very much, and they get their pocket money, so they do get perks as well, so yeah, no, it works out quite well.
Jake, the youngest, is excited by the prospect of moving to Australia.
I can do surfing and that, which I like, and holding the snakes and that. If they're not poisonous.
Kieran's got mixed feelings.
I get picked on in school quite a bit, so it'd be better to get out of that. The only thing is that I'll be leaving some of my friends.
But he's confident that whatever happens, they'll face it together.
Us three are like the closest people in the family, we just stick together all the time. If we don't like it or something, we have to come back.
Although she thinks Australia could provide a better life for them all, Claire still has some fears for her boys.
That they won't be happy, and that's all, because that's my main concern. That's why I want to give them a better life and give them more opportunity. And if they're not happy, then, you know, that's going to be, you know, defeating the object.
To help them make up their minds about whether to take this huge step towards a new life in Australia, we gave them 3 lifestyle options: life in the country, in the city, or on the coast. In the space of 1 week, they'll find out all they can about homes, work and lifestyle before deciding whether to stay in the UK or move down under. The Mathlins came to London to meet me and talk through their options.
Welcome to London, Mathlins. Now, you are thinking about maybe emigrating to Australia. Is that something you've wanted to do for a long time, Claire?
Yes, Australia was, for some reason, it's always been a draw.
Why didn't you go earlier?
I was a little bit held back because I didn't have a career to fall back on, which is why I chose to go into nursing and get it behind me.
Really, so right when you first decided to do nursing, in the back of your mind was the idea of emigrating?
Mm-hmm.
Cool, cool. So what about you guys? What was your first thought? Was it, no, or, oh, cool, maybe?
Yeah, cool, yeah.
Really? And what about you, Jake?
The same, it was cool and exciting.
OK, well, we gave you 3 different lifestyles to choose from. Let's have a look first at the country one. I'll give that to you, Claire. So if you just click on the country one.
Option 1 takes you to Clayton, a well-established, family-friendly country suburb. It comes with a job at the Monash Medical Centre, where you could earn a basic salary of £18,000. Manager Margaret Mead explains.
Clare Southern Health is unique in the sense that it actually has a coordinated and dedicated nursing support unit. We fully appreciate and understand the enormity of what you're about to go through moving down under.
If you choose this option, you might want to buy a house like this one. The average house price in Clayton is around £170,000.
Claire, we really look forward to meeting you and supporting you and your family through the process.
Fast talker, Claire.
I should have to compete with me.
What about you, boys? Are you up for the country living?
I like one with small towns and cities and stuff.
More buzz.
Yeah.
More fun. Should we have a look at the city then?
Yeah.
Go on, Mum.
Option 2 is the city of Melbourne, a buzzing 24-hour cultural centre. This option comes with a job at the Austin Hospital. John Rogan explains.
It's a really great place to work. We've got a really friendly team. We would certainly buddy you up, Claire, with one of our nurses so they look after you well while you settle into the Austin.
If you pick this option, you might be tempted by this lovely 3-bedroom home, priced at £140,000. It boasts stylish bedrooms, an expansive sitting room with polished timber floors and a chic bathroom.
Claire, we'd really love you to come and join us and be part of our team. I guarantee you won't be disappointed.
Chic bathrooms, Claire. How you see yourself.
Yeah, it looks very nice, actually.
So, city life. Where do you live now? Are you in the city?
No, we're in the valleys of Wales, so it's a little bit well out of the city. Coming to London today is a bit scary, so I think, again, it's something that we'd have to visit and weigh up.
OK, well, I think it's time to look at the coast.
Option 3 is in Geelong, an hour's drive from Melbourne, which offers great food, great beaches and great surf shops for the kids. It comes with a job at Geelong Hospital, as Neil Lawford explains.
Hi Claire, this is the best intensive care in Victoria. The nursing staff and the medical staff are very friendly. It's a very warm unit.
If you pick this option, you could live in this spacious 3-bedroom property priced at £165,000.
Geelong itself is a great place to live. There's a lot of young families here. Such a nice community to live in.
So what did you think of that?
The coast sounds fab, but the job doesn't look quite as good as the city one.
And what about you guys?
It'd be cool to live by the sea, yeah, because you go like surfing and stuff and on the beach, yeah, but like.
Which of these options will take Claire's fancy? Country life in Clayton, city living in Melbourne, or the coastal lifestyle in Geelong?
OK, put me out of my misery. Which one did you choose?
City.
Oh, you did? And were you all in complete agreement with that? Yeah. OK, well, let's have a look and see how you got on.
OK, cool.
After an exhausting 24-hour journey, the Mathlins touched down in Melbourne. It's all a bit overwhelming, but Claire and the boys are excited at having got to Australia.
I can't believe we're in Melbourne. Sorry. We are really here. You know, so until we get out there and have a look, I don't think it's just going to hit us. So,
Never travelled this far before. It's just fun, exciting, new. I want to see everything, what it looks like. Totally different to Wales.
I can't wait to go around and explore it.
Claire's thoughts are with her boys and their future.
now, just for this experience, it's going to be interesting for them just to have a look at a different way of life. But this quality of life is just totally different to what we've got back home. And I think the only thing that would stop us would be the fact that I couldn't find a job that I would be happy in, and maybe the boys wouldn't settle in school. There's always issues, you know, and it is a big uprooting, but, you know, it's hopefully something that we're going to be able to get over. It's just time and giving it time, but hopefully, you know, we're going to get the opportunity to do that. Can't wait! Can't wait. Let me at it. Woo! Sorry.
My mum is she's going crazy. Yeah, she's a loony.
I know. Ah! I'm not excited, really.
For their trial week in Australia, the Mathlins are staying in a 3-bedroom house in Caulfield, a Melbourne suburb about 5 miles from the city centre. How will it compare to their place back home?
Oh, wow.
This house has 3 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms and can offer a whole lot more space than at home.
Oh, wow.
It's big.
Don't touch anything. Oh, it's lush.
There's a bit bigger than our house. And we're upstairs.
Oh, wow. It's really nice. So who gets this room?
Me.
What about one next door?
Me.
But you can't have both of them?
I can.
How come they're twice the size of all our bedrooms?
It's Australia. It's different.
So where am I going to sleep?
On the floor.
I'm kind of figuring it must be this way. Oh, wow. Oh, my God. I got my own bathroom. Yay. Oh, my God. That is so lush. It's so nice. It's really nice. And if we could be anywhere near any properties, anywhere near the standard, then we'd be much better off than what we are now.
The week's got off to a pretty impressive start for the Mathlins, but will it continue in the same vein? Claire's a single mum and supports her sons on her salary of around £23,000 a year. At the moment, Kieran and Jake share a bedroom in their house in Newport, but they'd much rather have rooms of their own. So, Claire would be looking for something with at least 3 bedrooms and is hoping to spend about £120,000. But will her money go far enough in Melbourne? Well, possibly not. We found 3 properties for them to view, but prices this close to the city centre may come as a bit of a shock to Claire. The first house is in an area of Melbourne called Ivanhoe. It's a short commute from the centre of the city, and with its tree-lined streets and village atmosphere, is popular with families.
Oh, it's the first house and it's raining. Never mind, it seems nice.
Estate agent Daniel Sheehan is there to meet them.
I'm Daniel.
Hello, Daniel. Pleased to meet you.
How you going, guys? Good.
Oh.
The house has 3 bedrooms and 1 bathroom, and pretty important in this part of Australia, central heating. It's on the market for $350,000. That's just over £150,000.
Whoa. Wow.
First stop is the kitchen, which doesn't quite measure up.
It's nice. It's compact. It's got everything you need. So
It's big enough.
Although it seems the sitting room will do.
the lounge is probably around the same size. We've got open plan at home, so it seems a little bit larger, but actual livable space is probably about the same size. It's nice.
It's a neutral colour as well, so you can put anything in there, any colour.
Very sensible, Kieran. Now for the bedrooms.
It's quite small.
It's livable for one person.
Yes. Yeah. What do you reckon, Edgy? You?
The boys share at home, and Kieran's quite happy with the size of that room. Claire thinks she'd get the best room, but as ever, it looks like Jake has other ideas.
Are you on this one now?
I'm having this bedroom because it's bigger, and I got his own bathroom.
Yeah, so don't you think that should be mine because it's got its own bathroom?
No.
No. I like this room, and if Jake thinks he's going to have this one, no chance.
An unusual feature of this property is that it's got 2 gardens, but they're not front and back. There's one on each side of the house.
Figured yard for the boys here and yard for Mum over the other side.
Sounds good to me.
It's a bit too small for football.
There's a park just across the other side of the railway line now.
Yeah, they can run around somewhere crazy else.
Come on the other side.
It is a bit smaller now.
It's a lot smaller than our garden.
Yeah.
What's the verdict overall?
It's a bit small, and I think we could get a bigger house for what she wants to pay.
It's nice, but sort of knowing what the price is, and so we'd have to choose a different area because we're probably not going to be able to afford this area.
The second property is in the suburb of Belfield, close to the centre of Melbourne and right next to the local park, where property prices are higher.
It looks really lovely. Yeah, the fact that it's right by the park and plenty of room to play football.
For the asking price of $425,000 or around £185,000, you get something altogether different.
There you go, guys.
Hello.
Come on in, we've got a different house for you. This. So it's a bit bigger house than the last one, and a little bit older. This house was built probably in the early 50s.
Decorative-wise, it's going to need quite a bit of work, I think. There's a
few cracks.
Yeah, you'll find that it's not really a structural issue per se.
We'll have a look around and see what the rest of it looks like.
Well, the decor's all looking rather tired. In fact, you could say it's in an altogether different time zone.
It's quite dark and dingy. It doesn't feel very homely at the moment.
Yeah, it does need the decoration. It's like all dirty and there's no lights.
Whatever's easy for you.
The other rooms don't seem to offer much relief.
I moved. What's that there? And the old tally moved.
I just think when you do this, it stinks. So there's no like actual carpet or tiles or anything. It's just brick.
I don't like it, and it's just like dirty.
The kitchen could do with a little bit of TLC.
It's in dire need of redecoration. It's very, very dated. Considering on the quality of the rest of the house, I think it's probably going to need ripping out. It's probably been here a long time. What would you do?
Get rid of it.
Good plan. Okay, what's in this one?
So let's see if they want to keep the bathroom.
Ew! I can look past many things, but... okay. Come in.
Don't like that.
Can we step up?
Outside, the garden is big enough for two growing lads.
Really similar to inside, needs a bit of a clean and tidy up.
Yeah.
Give the boys something to do on the weekend.
Yeah.
Stop them getting in trouble.
Yeah.
But Claire's already doing her sums.
It's beginning to look as if it's going to be quite difficult to live in and around this area. And so it's probably looking at a rental then, rather than buying straight away. We'll see. We'll see.
So the next house may be something to aspire to in the future. It's in the suburb of Viewbank, about 10 miles northeast of Melbourne, and the price tag is $495,000, or about £215,000.
I'm just thinking expensive.
That's double the mortgage she'd hoped for, though she could, in theory, afford it. But it would mean the family being stretched to its absolute limit. Will she think it's worth a try?
Oh, wow. Now look at that. How's that for an entertainment system?
Whoa.
A bit better than the telly in the last place.
Yeah.
This is what you get for your money, a little bit moving up a little bit more.
Yeah.
It's much better. Both houses put together.
Yeah, both put together.
Whoa.
Oh, that's really nice.
Whoa, this bed's
Really nice size. It's just totally different to the other two houses. It's just much more upmarket and very nice, but I'm probably thinking it's well out of my price range. But still nice to have a look. Make yourself a home, Jake.
Yeah.
This is another lovely sized room again, isn't it? Really nice.
Double bed.
Yeah.
It's about the size of the room that we share now.
The bathroom is especially fancy.
Got 2 showers.
2 showers.
Yeah, 2 showers.
Have you got that? That's 2 showers. And outside?
Whoa. Now this is good.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's awesome. I think everything about it has got a wow factor. It's just done so well. Awesome. How nice is that?
It goes football field, isn't it?
You've got all the room down there, all this for entertaining. That's just amazing.
But all this comes at a price.
I don't know if I'd be able to afford this property. I think it's, again, all relative as to how much I get from my property back home, how much I start earning when I get here, and and everything else. It's got to wait and see.
What do Kieran and Jake make of the place?
The garden's massive. It's cool. We were like, have barbecues every day.
We even got our own lemon tree.
Yeah.
I'll give this house a rating of 11 out of 10.
It's so good. Big, and I get a room to myself away from him.
But that's not as shocking as the hidden costs of conveyancing and stamp duty.
So on a property like this then, sort of we're looking at the 500,000 figure?
It would be somewhere around about $25,000 to $27,000 off the top of my head.
Wow.
Yeah, so which obviously, you know, need to take that into account. I guess it's something that you do need to...
Yeah, something I definitely wasn't aware of.
Not great news on the house front. Houses 1 and 2 weren't at all suitable.
Ew! We said that.
And the third property, which they all loved, would leave Claire with nothing to live on. So it looks as though city living will be out of Claire's reach.
Looking at prices prior to coming over here, I did expect to be able to get more house for the money. Unless I'm going to be earning a good wage, I may not be able to afford to buy one of these properties, which may mean that we need to look at rental properties initially.
Will all that dampen her enthusiasm? Let's see how they vote.
1, 2, 3... Australia! Get a kangaroo.
So, in spite of the unexpectedly high costs of homes in this part of Melbourne, the Mathlins still voted for Australian properties over those in the UK.
But Claire still has to make the money to live there. So what about work?
Claire chose the city option and has come to spend a day at a Central Hospital's intensive care unit, and her first impressions are positive.
The view from outside, it didn't look as though it was a hospital. It looks more like a hotel. It looks very nice, and first impressions, it looks like it's going to be a very nice place to work. Very excited. I can't wait to get to the ICU and meet everybody and get to know people.
She's met by the assistant nurse manager, John Rogan.
Thanks for coming to visit us.
Yeah, I'm very excited.
Yeah.
I'm just, wow, blown away by the unit so far. What I've seen, it looks very interesting. First impressions are just, wow.
Would you like to come out and meet the staff?
Yeah, lovely, I really would.
Good.
Yeah.
John takes Claire on a tour of the unit and introduces her to his boss, Melody Helland, who shows her a unique feature of the hospital, an outdoor ward.
So you can come out here with a fully ventilated patient, and it's not unusual for us to do that.
There's nothing that we have back home like that, and I think it's just fantastic to be able to give somebody the opportunity to be outside in the open air environment. It's just fantastic to be able to give somebody that opportunity.
The Australian healthcare system runs on a combination of public and private funding. The recently redeveloped Austin Hospital is at the cutting edge of healthcare.
I'm blown away. I just think, wow, it's just such a lovely unit so far, and everybody seems really friendly. It'll be nice to have a look at their equipment and see how much it differs from ours back home. So, let me at it.
Meanwhile, the boys have bundles of energy to burn. They've gone to spend the day at Melbourne's Science Works Museum, where there's loads of fun to be had.
I beat my record.
But who's the mystery blonde?
My Australian beauty's name is Angie. She's good looking after us, and she's quite fun. I don't really miss my mum, but I do sometimes when I'm away from her for a long time.
We miss Mum a bit, but not much because we're having fun. If it was longer, then we would miss her.
Back home, childcare is a huge issue for Claire, and things would be no different here.
When at home, we usually go down on Nan's for her to look after us when our mum's at work because there's nowhere else to go. But like, when we come to Australia, we'll have an Australian babysitter, which I think would be cool.
Yeah. Red, green, yellow, blue, black.
But this trip isn't all about having fun. As the man of the house, Kieran's thoughts are on the practicalities.
I'm hoping that my mum will have a good time in work and find somewhere she'll like to work in the future when she comes live here. If she like to, if she don't have a job, we wouldn't be able to live out here.
Ready?
First shot.
Back at the hospital, Claire's been taken to meet one of the nurses in the intensive care unit.
Hi Claire, how are you?
Hi,
My name's
Leanne.
Leanne,
Hello.
one of the nurses.
Leanne's one of our senior nurses, and we're going to get you to do some work with Leanne today in the bay. Get in there and get your hands dirty.
Yeah. All right, can you come this way?
Yeah, definitely.
Time for Claire to be put through her paces.
Do that. Sorry, sweetheart. We're just going to take a little sample of blood, okay?
And now for the science bit.
Okay, so just come in here and then just pop it on the end there. Press analyse, and then you just wait for it to print out.
It's really good. She's all within sort of normal levels. Yeah, it's really good.
Each machine are slightly different, and you had no problems. You just went through it, and yeah, it was okay. It's good.
So far, so familiar. They're back on the ward, but is there something wrong with the lights?
They it's we're in rest period.
This is rest period.
And strangely enough, it's nearly 3:30, and we have the same. It's the same back home.
Oh, rightio.
Yeah, 3:30 to 4:30, we'll have rest period for the lights to go off.
Yeah.
And it's the same as sometimes you don't get a warning either.
No, that's right.
The lights go off.
How's Claire finding it?
Leanne's very nice. I've had a chance to have a chat, and the rest of the team seem very friendly, and it seems like a very nice environment, and we'll see.
Claire's got one or two things to discuss with management before she can really make up her mind about the work.
In terms of pay conditions and things, a nurse of your experience would sort of get around the $50,000 to $55,000 a year. Annual leave, you're entitled to sort of 6 weeks annual leave per year.
Not bad, slightly more than she's on back home, but money's not the only issue.
Just settling the kids in is more important to me than anything, so making sure they're happy, and maybe initially nights would be difficult. Would that be a problem?
It's really important to meet people's lifestyle needs, but there's the balance with everyone having to do their fair share of nights, as you would know. But I like people to be aware of what the requirements are on them, because if they don't think they can do it, we shouldn't actually go down the path of employing them.
Ah, that could be a problem. Will this throw her plans into disarray?
Having the boys cared for is the most important part of coming out here, as well as the job. So I have to look at childcare arrangements, and hopefully any hospital, whether it's this one or not, would be understanding in that, to be able to sort of look at work and home life perspective.
Whatever Claire decides, this would mean a major overhaul of the family's lifestyle. Let's see how she'll vote.
This afternoon has been amazing. Coming into this ICU has been a fantastic environment. It seems as if it would be a very friendly working environment, and I think that I would really fit in well. And based on the opinion of everything I've seen, I think the choice is definitely going to have to be Australia.
So Claire's day's been a success, and she's keen to catch up with the boys.
Did a good time? Yeah? Did you enjoy it? Hello.
How's your day been?
Oh, good. Really good. Yeah, really enjoyed it. Yeah.
As a single mum, Claire uses childcare to juggle her work and home lives, but it doesn't come cheap.
How much do you charge an hour?
$20.
$20,
Yes.
okay. So it's 100.
Fantastic.
Okay. Thank you very much. And that's fantastic.
Really nice to meet you.
Thanks
You take
again,
care.
yeah, thanks.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.
On a permanent basis, I think that's a lot of money to be dishing out on a daily basis.
If, like Claire, you're thinking of emigrating as a single parent, or you're two working parents, you need to know what kind of after-school childcare there is on offer before deciding whether you can make the sums add up.
Here's our guide to what's on offer by way of childcare.
In most government schools there is unlikely to be an organised after-school program. However, there is likely to be some co-curricular programs available after school.
So school-based childcare is unlikely, but after-school clubs are available.
The The reasons the programs are there is because they have an educational merit, but if they serve the purpose of childcare, then all the well for that.
What if you need something more reliable?
Quite a few local councils offer after-school programs. Whilst they may not be school-based, they may enable the student to go from school to the program before then being picked up or proceeding home.
Government-run after-school childcare will cost you around £6 a day. Childcare before and after school will add up to around £15 a day.
What I would certainly say to any parent is that it's critical that they spend some time investigating and exploring the options available to them.
Single mum Claire Mathlin's determined to give her sons Kieran and Jake a better childhood than she had.
I got my life back on track and I made sure that I've always been there for my boys and I will always support them in everything they do.
Her responsibilities as a mum means she's got a lot to think about. She was disappointed to discover that property in Melbourne is more expensive than she'd expected.
Same as everything, always comes down to money.
It does, exactly.
It's going out of my price range.
And she's concerned about the cost of childcare, which she'd rely on more this far from her support network back in Wales. Claire and the boys live in a small town outside Newport, so the big city is an alien environment.
I think moving to the city is a bit of a scary option. I don't think I'd actually want to live in this area because as nice as it looks and as nice as the skyline looks, it is very busy and there's a lot going on a lot of the time. And I think it would be a little bit too much. I definitely want to live a little bit further away from the city.
But since they're here, the Mathlins waste no time in having a look at what Melbourne has to offer. They're enjoying seeing the sights.
Yeah, that'd be more like it.
And it looks as though they're in danger of becoming an attraction themselves. If they move to Australia, Claire's main priority would be her son's happiness, and it would be vital that Kieran and Jake make friends in what could be their new home. What better way than to join a club of some sort? Back home, all three of them do karate in their spare time, and they've decided to check out whether they could continue their hobby if they move to Australia.
It is a different style of karate, and they were quite nervous when I said to them that it was going to be a different style. But they've joined in, and they're going to have a go, and so hopefully they'll enjoy it.
See what's going on. Thanks for coming down tonight, guys, for tonight's session. Excellent. Okay, everyone grab a partner, someone you don't usually train with. Lie on your feet, just moving around. In. Okay, trying to hit the target.
They're very friendly here, accepting the boys into their class tonight, which is sometimes a big thing in a dojo to be able to be accepted. I think they're really enjoying it. There's a lot of similarities. They're doing little self-defense moves. Jake hasn't had much experience with that, but I think he's doing quite well then. Bless him. It is definitely a good route to find new friends because this is where they know that they've got something in common already, and so similar interests, are going to lead to good friendships. So it's definitely good to have something that they can bring with them from home and be able to build on it when we move out here as well.
It was a good session, a bit different, a bit easier, but different in a way with us. We usually do more fighting. It was good altogether.
Do you enjoy it? Yeah. I see you like the self-defense bits. Yeah.
The boys seem to fit in pretty well, and it's been a confidence boost knowing there's something familiar to be found in a strange city. But will it be enough to persuade them an Aussie lifestyle would be up their street? It's time to vote.
Now it's time for us to make a decision on our lifestyle, whether we think it's improved on the UK or not, and whether that's what we want to do. Ready to vote, boys?
Yeah.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. Australia!
It's been a long week, and as Claire and the boys approach their last day, they know they've still got to make their minds up about their future.
Claire's mind has strayed to thoughts of life back home.
My mum and dad split when I was 10, and I didn't really have much support from either side, and so it was quite a difficult few years, and I probably went off the rails quite a bit. But I got my life back on track, and I made sure that I've always been there for my boys, and I will always support them in everything they do.
She's always striven to provide her sons with a stable family environment, but if they move, she would find it hard to continue that. To remind them all of what they'd be leaving behind, we showed them some messages from the people back home. First up is Claire's mum.
Hi Claire, if you decide to go to Australia, I'll be very pleased for you, but I'll miss you so much. Well, I just can't put it into words.
Hi Kieran, Jake, this is Bambi. I hope if you choose to live out there, you'll be really happy.
Well Claire, as you appreciate, I'm 100% behind you and the boys going, and you've got my backing. We're going to miss you an awful lot.
Now we seem to have come a bit closer to each other than what we used to be, and it's much easier to talk to you now than what it used to be. We get always in contact, especially with Kieran, as he's always on the computer, on the internet, so I spend quite a bit of time on there with work, so we speak a lot on there now.
Hi Jake, hope you're having a nice time. If you do decide to move, you know, we'll all miss you back here, but I know you'll get lots of friends. Well, when he said to me at first, because sometimes he makes jokes, I was like, oh, is this real? And he said, yeah, and I was like, oh, that's nice, because he's good at making friends.
She's right, though. We do make friends really easy, don't we?
She's going to make a cracking go of it, really, won't she?
Yeah, exactly.
She's going to have fun out there, and I think in no time at all she'll have a pile of friends and social network.
It'll be heartbreaking. It'll be heart-wrenching. Very, very, very emotional.
It's a big step to take, and especially being a single mum, obviously. So I thought she was, if anybody can do it, Claire can do it.
I'm proud, you know, I tell everybody my daughter's a qualified nurse. She's a staff nurse on intensive care in the Gwent, you know, in the Royal Gwent. And, well, how proud can you be?
Life and saw the party, really. She's bright and bubbly, and, you know, she's arrived anyway. Sort of, I think some of the worst hangovers I've ever had have been thanks to her.
She is strong, but I think quite sensitive as well. I think she can be hurt. I think a lot of the things she puts on a very strong exterior, but she is very sort of caring and sensitive inside.
I'm proud of her. She's done exceptionally well on her own, and like I said, the boys are a credit to her. And she's done it all on her own. Because I got to be honest, I'm a bit embarrassed to say it, I wasn't there for her as much as I would like to have been. So I got to be, as I said, I'm proud of her. She's done really, really well.
If anybody can do it, you can. You're strong, you're determined, but just remember, we're all back here and we're there for you on the other end of the phone.
But don't forget us and keep emailing, and we want an invitation soon for a holiday.
Hi boys, Kieran and Jake. Nanny loves you to bits. Nanny's been so used to having you around, she just can't imagine what life is going to be like without you. I hope your dreams come true. I love you a lot. I'm proud of you for what you're doing, and I hope your life just continues to get better.
Alright. I know obviously people are going to miss us, but they know that it's a good step, it's a good opportunity for the boys and for me.
I miss
nan and bab and Ed, my uncle. I miss them loads, but it's something you've got to do.
I'd miss my friends, like Molly was on there. I'd miss the family as well, with my nan and that. I probably miss them quite a lot.
The opportunity to move to Australia is too big to miss, and the fact that I can probably give the boys a much better lifestyle, much easier than I can in the UK, then I think it's definitely something we need to do.
So the Mathlins have been very impressed by Australia, but could they really live there? It's time to vote once and for all. Will they stay in the UK or head to where they're wanted down under?
It's a tough decision for everyone.
Right then, guys, so we're choosing on whether we would want to emigrate to the city lifestyle and everything else that comes with it. In 3, 2, 1. Australia!
So the Mathlins clearly feel a move to Australia is the right one. But will being back in the UK make any difference to their vote?
Wow, so a resounding yes from all of you. You really loved it out there, didn't you guys? Were there any negatives?
House prices were a little bit more expensive than we were expecting.
Yeah. I'm hearing that more and more, actually, that a lot of people are getting surprised when they get out there. I think the property market's really booming, isn't it? Right, I'm going to ask you to vote again, Jake. There you go. There you go. I wonder what you're going to say. OK, 1, 2... Australia! So even though you've been back a while, you still all feel exactly the same way?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Tell me, what's your plans then?
Well, we're going to be going back out there pretty soon.
So have you got a job and stuff lined up?
It's the job offer from the city. They've offered me the job and I've accepted it.
Any doubts at all?
No.
Nothing. And what about you boys? Is that a bit scary or just exciting?
It's exciting because I want to go, but it's a bit... I'm leaving everything behind, but...
And what about you, Jake? Is there anything that worries you about it?
No, not really. It's just I want to see my family and all my friends now.
And I suppose it'll only be a couple of months before you lose that beautiful Welsh accent. Well, I wish you all the luck in the world. And the Mathlin family are on their way. Join us again when we'll be meeting another British family and finding out how they got on when they were wanted down under.
And press your red button for live tennis from the Australian Open. Andy Roddick will be in action any time now. Back home, we're exploring homes under the hammer in Wiltshire and Kent next here on BBC One.